All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're taking a journey not just across the globe, but through the very forces that shape it: water, fire, earth, and yeah, even the human spirit. We're going to see how these elements have sculpted our planet into the incredible collection of wonders we see today. It all starts with the story our world is constantly telling, a story of unbelievable power and beauty.
And that quote? Man, it just nails it, doesn't it? This isn't just about looking at pretty pictures. It's about a planet that's always changing, always in motion. Think of it like a grand symphony of elemental forces, where every single landscape is a masterpiece of time and power. So, let's start with the most essential element there is: water. Water can be this artist of just immense raw power, carving out canyons and creating these thundering spectacles. But it can also be this incredibly delicate sculptor, freezing moments in time with a silent, crystal-clear beauty.
Okay, so you see this number, 3,212 feet. To really get what that means, you gotta use your imagination. This is the height of Angel Falls in Venezuela, the world's tallest uninterrupted waterfall. Just picture it. Water starting a free fall from that high up, a single continuous stream falling for over half a mile before it even thinks about hitting the bottom.
Wild.
And from that sheer dizzying height, we move to just sheer raw force. 85,000 gallons. That's how much water plummets over Niagara Falls every single second. That number just speaks to the relentless, earth-shaking power of water. It's not just a sight, it's something you literally feel deep in your bones when you're there. Now this number, 8%, tells a story about scale. This isn't just some glacier, it's a whole world made of ice. The Vatnajökull Glacier is so huge that it covers a full 8% of Iceland's entire country. And what's really crazy is that underneath all that ice, there are active volcanoes. I mean, it is literally the land of fire and ice.
And here, we see water getting really creative. So, Abraham Lake is actually man-made, but nature has totally taken it over and turned it into a canvas. As the lake freezes over, methane gas bubbling up from the bottom gets trapped, forming these beautiful, stacked bubbles of ice. It's just this stunning visual of a natural process that's normally totally invisible.
Okay, so from the power of water, we're going to shift gears and dive deep. I mean deep into the raw primal forces of geology. Now we're talking about wonders forged in the planet's molten core and shaped by, stuff crashing in from outer space. This is just a perfect example of a land of incredible extremes. Over in Ethiopia, you've got the Danakil Depression. It's this scorching hot, totally alien-looking landscape that's way below sea level. And right nearby, you've got the Erta Ale volcano with its permanent, bubbling lake of lava. This is basically what happens when tectonic plates pull apart. The Earth's crust gets super thin, and magma just rises right up to the surface, creating these wild, superheated places. This next wonder is just this stunning mix of beauty and pure danger. Indonesia's Kawah Ijen is not your average volcano. At night, sulfuric gases ignite and create this unreal blue fire that flows down its slopes. It's also home to the world's biggest acidic lake, gorgeous to look at but incredibly toxic. So it's this place that's both a natural spectacle and a really harsh workplace for local sulfur miners. Now this question kind of flips the script. We've been looking at all these incredible forces from inside our planet, but what about the power that comes from way, way out there?
Well, here's your answer. About 50,000 years ago, a massive iron meteorite just slammed into what is now Arizona, and it left behind this enormous scar on the landscape. The Barringer crater is so perfectly preserved that it's become this incredibly important place for scientists. It's a real, tangible reminder of the cosmic events that have shaped our world.
All right, so we've seen what nature can do. Now, we're turning to an equally powerful force: human will. This section is all about the incredible, mind-boggling wonders created not by geology or water, but by human hands, driven by faith, by ambition, and pure artistry. To really get Meteora, you have to look not just at what they built, but why they built it. See, to escape all the war and chaos happening down below, monks looked for safety in the most unreachable places they could find, the very tops of these sheer rock pillars. They literally built sanctuaries suspended between heaven and earth. And the way they did it was just a marvel of pure ingenuity and faith. I mean, just think about the sheer will it must have taken. First, you have to climb these cliffs with nothing but your hands and feet.
Then you have to figure out how to use ropes, nets, and ladders to haul every single stone and piece of wood hundreds of feet up into the air. It is a staggering testament to what people can do.
Speaking of incredible carvings, let's talk about the Leshan giant Buddha. For 90 years, workers carved this colossal statue directly into the side of a cliff. But it wasn't just art for art's sake. It was built because people believed its very presence would calm the dangerous river waters for passing ships. It's a monument that's both about devotion and protecting the community.
Now this is a monument to a totally different kind of belief, the power of imagination. Neuschwanstein Castle is basically a fairy tale brought to life. King Ludwig II built this place not for defense or anything practical, but as a romantic tribute to old German myths and operas. It's just a pure architectural fantasy sitting up in the Bavarian Alps.
And from a king's personal fantasy, we jump to a monument of an entire civilization's belief. I mean, you can't talk about human-made wonders without the pyramids of Giza, right? We're talking about structures that are over 4,500 years old, built with millions of stone blocks that each weigh several tons. But there's so much more than an engineering feat. They're maybe the ultimate example of what a whole society can build when it's driven by a powerful belief system.
Okay, so for our final section, we're bringing everything together to look at the ultimate wonder, life itself. We're now exploring the vibrant, resilient ecosystems that are really the living, breathing heart of our planet.
These stats about the Amazon are just staggering, and they really show how important this one single ecosystem is for all of us. It's not just a big forest. It's basically the planet's life support system. It produces a fifth of our oxygen and is home to 10% of all known species. Its health is completely tied to the health of the entire world.
So from that massive interconnected system, let's zoom way in on the quiet strength of just one single organism. Madagascar's baobab, the upside-down tree, is a true master of survival. Some of these trees are thousands of years old. They've just been silently watching history go by. They store huge amounts of water in their trunks to get through droughts, and their beautiful flowers, they bloom for just one day. A single fleeting moment of beauty from an ancient being.
And we've got to end our tour of Living Wonders with one of the greatest shows on Earth. The Serengeti isn't just a place, it's a stage for the constant drama of life, all defined by the Great Migration. It's this circular journey of millions of animals, all driven by the ancient rhythms of survival. It's just a powerful, moving example of our planet's living heart in action.
So, as we've seen, our world really is a grand symphony. It's a piece of music written over millions of years by the immense power of geology and the patient artistry of water. But it has these unforgettable parts that were composed by the creativity, the faith, and the sheer unwavering will of the human spirit.
You know, every one of these places we've talked about started as a destination for an explorer, a pilgrim, or a dreamer. They all remind us that this spirit of discovery is a really fundamental part of who we are. So I guess the final question is really for you. The spirit of discovery is calling. Where is it going to take you? Thanks so much for joining me on this journey.